I'm Tyson.
I'm Emma.
I'm Kim.
And we are
Tech
Talk.
Talk.
Welcome to our history hangout. Get your passports because today we are moving on to 2700 to 1070 BCE, the Egyptian era.
Tyson, can you give us an artifact that we can talk about?
I think another important artifact that we can talk about are the pyramids of Giza. Emma, what can you say about these pyramids?
So the Great Pyramids of Giza were made during the 4th Egyptian dynasty, and this was around 2575, so 2575 to 2465 BCE. The cores of the pyramid were made of limestone, I believe, and they were cased in granite and other types of limestone as well. And they were coated with white limestone, and they had a thin layer of gold at the top of the pyramids. Kim, can you tell us what these pyramids were built for?
The pyramids had a funerary context to commemorate. Did I say it right?
Commemorate
The pharaohs that had passed. The pharaohs had such a big impact on Egypt that many people now still go to visit and tour the pyramids because
because
because they were valued so much as gods. The pyramids also showed that humans could build up to such a large scale, because it took so much effort to try and move all those giant blocks of limestone or whatever it was to make into a pyramid shape. So, Emma, what did you think about the pyramids of Giza?
So when I was younger, I had previously learned about the pyramids of Giza, and I never really fully understood everything about them. But after researching and learning about the details of the pyramid, I think that I can say I'm just truly impressed with the scale of the art. I mean, we are before in our other eras, we weren't really used to this big of a scale of art, and I think that
You know what's crazy is that low taper fade meme is, dude, it is still massive.
Yeah.
Massive. I mean, I'm seeing new ones that I've never seen before that have
it's definitely interesting. Kim, how do you feel about this ancient artifact?
The pyramids were a very great monument to look at, and it was very interesting to see how they were able to build it using the I don't know, they would roll it up somehow, some way, with the wood and stuff like that. That was very interesting. And as humans too, how were they able to do that? They're very smart, very advanced for this time. But Tyson, how do you feel about it?
I thought it was really cool because you saw how all this were they slaves? I'm pretty sure they were they were servants or something. But yeah, seeing how all the laborers, they carved each specific piece just.
Is it blurry? It looks like it kind of does.
Maybe just your eyes.
No, actually, they might be.
You should have wore glasses. Y'all could match. I thought it was pretty cool seeing how each piece of limestone was individually carved to put into the big pyramid. Seeing how all those little pieces added up to a big pyramid was pretty cool, and seeing how the pyramids commemorated each pharaoh that died was pretty cool because having a grave that's such a big size is pretty cool. So yeah.
Okay.
I just want to go home.
I'll leave it.
And we're back.
Hello, my lovely people. So my first artifact that I'm going to do for the Egyptian era is the death mask of King. Okay, don't let me mess this up. Tutankhamun. 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 I'm just gonna say the death mask. It's a gold funerary mask that belonged to King Tut, I'm gonna say, and it was depicted wearing the striped Nemes headdress, I think is what it's called, and it was decorated with semi-precious stones. And throughout this time, it was considered a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian artwork. And the back and like the shoulder piece of the mask is decorated with passages and chapters from the Book of the Dead, which is pretty interesting in my opinion because we learned about that as well. And it was excavated in around 1922 to 1925. Many sources have led it in between this time. And it's believed that it was made around 1332, around the time that King Tut came to power. And then um, it's not only important just because it was like a mask for the king, but um, the king died at a very young age. He died at 18, but he came to power at age 9.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
He had
But and his tomb was also the first to be found, which is I think very interesting as well. I know I did that with my neck earlier. But the Egyptians viewed like the kings as gods kind of and like an all-knowing hierarchy. And this is why the tombs were made in gold to represent the image of a god, as well as like on the beard there's a false beard. On the mask there's a false beard, and that further connects him to like the image of a god.
Yes.
And the mask was inscribed with the words from the Book of the Dead, like I said before, and it had like the exact facial features, and this allows like in their mind it allowed their souls to recognize them and return to the mummified self. So it was like a regular practice within the Egyptian culture, and it ensured that their mortality after death, and it kind of served as like a spirit guide. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, how did you personally feel about it?
Well, I truly chose this because I was like really amazed by like the works. I think that the amount of work that they put in with gold, I think is really crazy. Like I feel like we see a lot of gold within the Egyptian culture, and I think that's really cool because in the beginning, like it was more like paintings, carvings, things like that. But like we're seeing things that like have a purpose, and we know that purpose, especially because of the inscriptions from the Book of the Dead. And I think it kind of just goes to show how advanced the Egyptians were in their artwork. I think that's super cool. And even as sad as it is and how young he died, but like the death of the young king kind of opened up discussion and new research, and it kind of led to multiple other tombs being found as well. So I think that's pretty cool.
So Emma, did all pharaohs like have a tomb like this?
I believe so. I think that there's been multiple that have been found, but I think this one is significant because it was the King Tut person, and and also was the first to be found, and it was found by this guy who was like, I don't know, he found the 12 steps to the tomb, and then he was able to excavate it from that.
Okay, Emma, I have a question for you.
And what is that question?
Were all the pharaohs like brought up at such a young age during this time?
From what research I've done, I do believe so. I think that a lot of them, like their heir or has died, and they do go in at a younger age. I know for King Tut, he did not have any. He married his half sister.
Yeah, this is how they die early, guys. Incest.
Incest.
That's why they look like that.
That's nasty. Oh, let me not judge.
Well, I was trying to back you up. I was trying to find a way to back you up.
Let me not
Maybe
judge.
that was the common thing at the time.
Well, yeah, it was,
But yeah, he married his half sister, and they did not conceive any child. So it went to like somebody else after he died. But yeah, it didn't get passed off into a younger generation. Yup. Okay. So that's it for my personal one.
Guys, the energy is very low in the room right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. all done.
Break dance.
Okay, let me put
Should I
this
sing
down.
a song? What song should I sing? What song should I sing? This one is for the boys of the boom. This is Top Town AC with the coolest. And when he comes to the club, he's blazing up. Gas tanks on deck, like he's saving up. He real? Yeah, he might got a deal. He pop bottles and he got a. We're back again.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Hey, okay.
Shady's back. Tell a friend.
Alrighty, guys, we're moving on to my piece of art, or well, structure, I guess. So I have the Sphinx. Oh my god! All right, so the Sphinx dated back to the Old Kingdom of Egypt. So this is around 2,500 BCE, and it's located in what? Giza, Egypt. What?
Crazy.
I'm sure you guys knew that. All right, so the Sphinx, you know what I'm saying, is a large statue that is made of limestone, and it has the head of like a pharaoh and the body of like a lion, which is really interesting. What are you looking for, Miss?
My water.
It's right there.
So.
My bad. That was funny. And it was about 66 feet tall and 240 feet long. So
I thought of the perfect meme for that.
what's the meme? You gonna say it?
Motherfucker, where is it? Where the is it? I swear to God. You laughing, girl? You trying to laugh? This funny?
Like I was saying before it keeps Emma interrupting me like the last episode. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like I said, it was 66 feet tall and 240 feet long, which is really big. And later on, it was found to be damaged by other inhabitants. So like it was missing the nose, which is exactly. It's botched.
So Kim, why did you think the Sphinx was important?
The Sphinx were important because it was connected to the pharaoh Khafre. I think that's how you pronounce it. So he was the son of Khufu, and he was seen as a god king almost. So the Sphinx were located near Khafre's pyramid, which like served as a guardian for him. You know, that's what kind of it symbolized. It also symbolized power, ingenuity, and artistic skills. You know, because a lion body and a pharaoh head. It's crazy. There was a word for that Mr. Ronalds used, but I can't remember what it was.
The animal and the...
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. Yeah! She got it. Anthropomorphic. Or was it the other way around?
No, anthropomorphic is when the animal...
Because it was a lion head and then a human body, but in this case, it's a human head and a lion. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's a
Okay.
mix of an animal.
Yeah, you guys got it. So it was also very important because it's a global attraction. So you see many tourists today viewing the Sphinx and the pyramids and all that stuff in Giza. It boosted the economy in Egypt, which is really good because, you know, everybody's paying to see whatever they want to see.
Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
And I'll talk about why the lion and the pharaoh head are a thing. So the lion body was to represent like strength and like protection almost for them, and the pharaoh's head was supposed to like represent divine power because they're ruling. You know, they're seen as a god.
So, what did you think about when you like first saw it, and how do you think about it now?
When I first looked at the Sphinx, I thought it was really silly looking because I remember seeing it as a kid. I'm like, what is this? This is ridiculous. But now it's like, oh, I never understood the the deeper meaning it had now since we were learning about it. I feel like it became like a really like big part of Egypt, like the face of Egypt too, along with the pyramids. When you think of Egypt, you think of like the pyramids and the Sphinx, you know. Mm-hmm. And I was also again amazed by how like the citizens of Egypt were able to work so hard to make such a big sculpture.
Kim, why was the nose defaced on the Sphinx?
The noses were defaced because Mr. Reynolds said that like the gravity wasn't there to like support it or something like that. Yeah, no support. And it also meant like, oh, they were trying to take away like the power it symbolized or like the structure. Oh my god. But yeah, there's many other theories tied to this that we don't know and we still question today.
I have a question. Could the Sphinx have been like decorated in a way that we don't know about?
Yes, they were decorated. There have been like leftover like paint colors on like the structures, so they really were decorated for the pharaoh.
I think it'd be so interesting to see. Like, I know
Yeah,
that we,
yeah.
I know we AI'd it,
Yeah.
like to see like the color of it, but I think it'd be very cool.
Yeah, with most artifacts or sculptures or structures, I feel like it would be cool to see like the how it looked like during that area.
Yeah, and all like the paint and stuff eroded over time, so that's why you don't see it now. But they were decorated. Tyson,
Mm-hmm.
what is your artifact?
My artifact is the face of Senwosret III. Mm-hmm. So the face of Senwosret, I'm just gonna call him Seni because I can't say it. The face of Seni, Seni,
with Tut.
yeah. The face of Seni III was believed to be discovered at Dashur, Egypt. Sorry, and dates back to around 1878 to 1840 BCE. The sculpture is made of red quartzite. We never heard of that before. And its height is around 16.5 centimeters and width is around 12.6 centimeters. The artifact models like the face of a pharaoh of the 12th dynasty, which is Seni, and during the Middle Kingdom. Um, this piece displays his facial features in like a softer expression, suggesting a living and aging man.
Tyson, what was like important about this other than it just being
This sculpture.
a sculpture?
Yeah. This was kind of important because unlike other sculptures, facial sculptures of other pharaohs, it was more relaxed and more of like a realistic look.
Rather than like a god.
Yeah, rather than just being perfect, like having perfect skin, having like as you said, like looking like a god almost. It was more natural, and we could to make him more realistic to humans. His people, when they look at the art, they could relate more to it.
Yeah.
So that's probably important.
Okay. And
Okay.
then
Tyson, what were your thoughts about this artifact?
Unlike the other artifacts where I was confused, for this one I immediately, it was very visually appealing because it was, obviously more realistic to like other artworks we've seen, and I thought it was pretty cool because like it showed like instead of idolizing, it showed like a more relaxed, facial feature, and also I'm pretty sure during that time it was like a kind of chaotic time, so like to have like a piece of art that was like more relaxed and more realistic would like kind of not like fully calm the people, but they would have a sense that the ruler is relatable and stuff. And yeah, we don't really like see that in that type of art because usually like the nobilities or the pharaohs, they want to be seen as perfect, but obviously no one's perfect. So it was kind of cool, seeing that light.
okay. Tyson, I feel like you answered that
yeah.
really perfectly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no questions. Kim, do you have any questions?
You should
No,
really-
I'm like, wow, I'm really informed.
Wow. But for an overview today, we went over the pyramids of Giza, we went over the death mask of Tut, and then we went over the Sphinx, and then we went over
Sammy.
the face of Seni. So I think we kind of described everything really good. If you have any questions, you can leave it down below. Give us a like and subscribe.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, please subscribe. We have 4 subscribers and it's only us. Please subscribe.
Okay, but yeah, we'll see you next time for the Roman
The Roman medieval.
medieval era, because we're gonna add that into there, and we have some pieces of art that we can show you from our personal collection.
Some
So-
hard worked art.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, I would say that that's pretty much all for today.
Mhm.
We hope you have a good day, and TikTok will see you.
In the next episode, the season finale. Ooh.